Hi everyone, welcome to Subiksham channel. Today in this video we are going to talk about a story which tells us when a person is running Sadesati, Ashtama, Ardhashtama Shani, what are the ill effects he has to face it and how he has to overcome it, what are the remedies for that, and how the lost property, everything will be regained by him. It is a story about Nala and Damayanti. Come, let's go into the video. One day, Brihadasva, a reputed sage well versed in ancient, came to Yudhishthira to console him on the loss of his kingdom. Yudhishthira received Brihadasva with a great reverence and traditional respect due to a realized soul and said to him, "It is very kind of you to come to me when I am reduced to poverty and shame. I think I am the most unfortunate being ever born on the earth." Brihadasva replied, "Adversity is nothing new. People in difficulties may imagine that they are most miserable beings in the world. For instance, like King Nala and Queen Damayanti suffered more badly but regained all the wealth at the last." When he said this, Dharmaputra's interest was roused and he requested the sage to narrate to him the story. Brihadasva narrated the long story of Nala and Damayanti. This is one of the ancient stories of Indian literature. Nala was a ruler of Nishadha kingdom. He was a commander of a vast army and conquered many countries and extended his kingdom from coastal to coastal. He was renowned as an able administrator and a justice ruler. One evening, when Nala went to the royal park for recreation and rest, he saw a number of swans descending into the park. He appreciated their white wings, graceful and purely plumage. He rushed slowly to catch them, and all the birds made their escape except one. Nala was delighted to catch that. However, the bird spoke to Nala in human tones. "O great king, I am glad I am caught. You might have noticed my dilatory. Very recently have seen a princess, the most beautiful maiden in the three worlds, and I am wondering whether any prince could be found to match her. At long last I could spot the worthy prince in you. If you set me at liberty, I will go and tell the same thing to Damayanti, the daughter of King of Vidarbha." Immediately Nala freed the bird and said, "I have already heard about the princess and her exceptional beauty. I am happy that fortune has come to me flying. You can fly back, but please forget me not." The swan flew away. However, Nala stood at the same spot silently till darkness and started dreaming about the swan and recollecting her sweet sentiments. The swan went to Vidarbha kingdom and repeated the performance. This time Damayanti and her maids caught hold of the swans one each. The swan caught by this Damayanti told her in human tones, "I am coming from Nala, the most handsome prince I have ever seen in the three worlds. I am wondering whether any princess could be found anywhere to match his attainments. At long last I could spot out a worthy princess in you. You have to set me at liberty in your own interest." Immediately Damayanti ordered her maids to free all the swans. She requested the swan to take their bath in the pond and go. She requested the swan which spoke to her to go to Nala as her ambassador of love. The swan told her, "Princess Vaidhabhavati, I have seen millions and millions of mortal couples. Pardon me, if the husband is intelligent, the wife is not. If the wife is beautiful, the husband is ugly. If the wife is dynamic, the husband is passive. If one is darling, the other is timid. If one is pessimistic, the other is optimistic. Everywhere incompatibilities and clubbed together in very wedlock. I prefer to be brief. If you both are married, I can proclaim without any fear of contradiction that for the first time in the history of creation, they would be a human couple, ideally matched and made for each other. Damayanti was very much pleased with the sweet words of the swan. The swan flew away after feasting in the lake for some time. Damayanti also stood staring at the horizon silently, heavily in a huge obvious of the setting sun and spreading darkness. Damayanti went to bed dreaming about Nala, the swan, and her sweet memories. Nala and Damayanti, though separated by distance, were suffering from a love sickness and spending sleepless nights tormented by the floral shafts of Cupid. The maids in waiting informed Bhima, the king of Vidarbha, that the love Damayanti was absent-minded and not even taking food or drink. He thought over the matter, decided to proclaim Swayamvara of Damayanti and invited all the princes, including Nala. Many princes came to the capital city of Vidarbha. Angels reported to Indra about the Damayanti Swayamvara. Indra and other rulers of celestial regions decided to attend the Swayamvara. On the way, they saw Nala coming to the Swayamvara in the chariot shining like the sun god and descended to the earth. They met him and they said, introducing themselves, "We are the rulers of celestial regions. Noble prince, we request you to do us a favor." Nala replied, "Please tell me if there is anything I can do for you." The god said, "Truthful soul, we request you to go to Damayanti as our ambassador of love. She can marry any one of us. Let tell that it would be the greatest privilege of any mortal maiden, a human being, to be the spouse of the celestial gods." Nala replied, "You see how embracing is a mission to me. It is an irony of human life that I, an aspirant myself, am obliged to the advocate of you. All right, I will try to do my duty, true to my word, to the best of my ability." The god said, "We bless you, noble prince, with divine powers. You can enter the royal palace invisible to outsiders on your mission." Today in this video, I'll stop till here and continue in the next video. Stay tuned with our channel to hear the story completely. Thank you.